Teaching is a giving profession. We're asked to give of ourselves. You might even think that the more deeply you give, the better you are as a teacher. Perhaps that's true. But I found an anecdote that I thought shed some interesting light on this conception that we might have. It's from Robert Coles. I actually found this in Wayne Muller. But Robert Coles, of course, the famous psychiatrist, tells a story of when he was an undergraduate. He was doing some tutoring after school at a school in Boston's North End, working class neighborhood, tutoring kids who probably weren't going to go to college, but there was one student there named Billy. And Robert Coles kind of thought he was a very bright boy, very intelligent, and maybe he should consider the college path. He was planning to be a tradesman like his father. His parents were Italian immigrants. But Robert Coles kept pushing Billy to consider this, kept trying to make the case for a college career. And then one day, after he'd been talking about this, he said to Billy asked him a question that kind of shut him down, shut him up. He said, I was wondering something. Why do you come here? And Robert Coles was flummoxed. He didn't know what to say. In fact, he felt kind of deeply uncomfortable. He looked around the room. He couldn't meet Billy's gaze. He looked out the window. He tried to evade. Oh, it's so awkward. And finally, Billy said, well, I guess I shouldn't ask. And then the bell rang, and he was off the hook for a minute. But Robert Coles went back to Harvard, talked to his advisor, his mentor. And they had a heart-to-heart about this because he confessed he didn't know, well, why was he going? Because the only answers that he seemed to come up with were kind of condescending, kind of, he realized that there's a pattern that we can get into where we think we're trying to help and where we actually end up being patronizing, maybe even hectoring our students with this sense of how much we're giving to them. And after they talked about it for a while, his mentor said some words that apparently have stayed with Robert Coles all his life. He said, there's a moral asymmetry that takes hold of us teachers rather too commonly. We think of ourselves as offering service to others, giving them our best, and forget what's in it for ourselves, the service that we're receiving from our students. So after having had that talk, Robert Coles went back to the school, finally talked to Billy, and said, you know, I enjoy coming here, getting out of my own house, getting to visit your neighborhood. I enjoy doing this. And, you know, afterwards, I like, on the way home, stopping by for some strong coffee and an Italian pastry. And Billy loved that answer. He wasn't looking for anything fancy or high-minded. He just wanted to be related to like a regular human being. So I think it raises some interesting questions, not the least of which a question for further reflection, perhaps. What do teachers receive?